My name is Costanza, which in Italian means consistency. Anyway, sorry for not uploading for 2 months. I was busy questioning every single life choice I've made since the age of 7. And to think of it, that was my mistake, wasn't it? Thinking. It's bad for you, don't do it. A lesson that I learned from Gen Z bimbos. Now, wearing a ton of makeup, getting plastic surgery, wearing high heels, having fake hair, using fake tan, speaking in a breathy voice, all of these things are stereotypically associated with men.
Meglio essere gay.
But young women on TikTok are actually reclaiming them and proudly wearing the label of New Age Bimbo. But Costanza, I hear you ask, how do fish not get cold if they spend their whole life underwater? If dead people know what happens after death, why don't they tell us? And most importantly, what is a New Age Bimbo? Well, my friend, you clicked on the right video. For the last one, not the Bimbification was originally a kink, where the submissive dresses in hyper-feminine and provocative clothes and become basically a stupid slut, and their sole desire is to please the partner. Head empty, no thoughts. It's part of the vast umbrella of being submissive, which always kind of implies giving up control in some way. I know this because I read the Bible like the good Christian girl that I am. Mom, I told you not to watch my videos. As this term entered into the mainstream, however, it lost the original kinky connotation, and now bimbification mostly refers to a change in appearance. It's become more akin to like yassification, and if you don't know what that is, congratulations on having a daily screen time of less than 4 hours. You're better than me. At this point, bimbification refers mostly to a change in physical appearance, and that's how I'm gonna use it in this video. It doesn't have a kinky connotation. Spotting a bimbo in the wild is not hard. They probably want to draw attention to themselves, especially the attention of men. Because why would a woman wear any kind of makeup if it wasn't to draw the attention of men, am I right? A bimbo is conventionally attractive, but usually in a very quote-unquote fake way. She has usually blonde hair, usually bleached, lots of makeup, hair extensions, fake tan, fake nails, cosmetic surgery, especially lip fillers and breast augmentation, sexy and revealing clothes, lots of pink, and in general a hyper-feminine look. And together with this eye-catching appearance, a bimbo has absolutely no thoughts whatsoever. Head empty. She has, or is framed as having, no value besides being hot. She is shallow, lazy, and only interested in her looks. Because we all know that makeup and fashion are not real interests, it's not like they're the biggest industries on the planet. The bimbo has been a staple of pop culture for decades now.
Let's talk about the Juicy Couture tracksuit.
Because as a society, we seem to be obsessed with telling women what to do exactly with every single second of their life and appearance, and then shame them and laugh at them when they actually follow through. Sharpay Evans is a reflection of our hyper-capitalist culture. In this essay, So let's take a look at the history that this bimbo quote-unquote movement is building upon. While being an insult, bimbo, in a way, is also the ideal woman. She's gorgeous, young, sexually experienced, naive enough to be easy to sleep with.
You can't be in love with Robin and still be sleeping with every bimbo on the planet. You have to choose right now.
I choose bimbos.
What?
And dumb enough not to intimidate people around her.
So what's that?
That is an integrated ion trap and time-of-flight mass spectrometer.
Wow, hi, techie.
In the 1950s and 60s, Marilyn Monroe was arguably the one to solidify the dumb blonde stereotype.
To stand there and expect me to believe that you don't want to marry my son for his money?
It's true.
Then what do you want to marry him for?
I want to marry him for your money.
Fair.
Much like sluts, bimbos are really hated by everyone. They are envied by women who can't be them, and they are hated and looked down upon by men who can't have them. As a result of this, the figure of the bimbo is almost always a symbol, a commentary on modern society, or women these days, or she is reduced to her looks. like some sort of central Playboy page come to life, but never a full person. In the 1990s and early 2000s, the Sexgate scandal took American pop culture by storm.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Bimbo was a very popular insult, and then in the 2000s and early 2010s, we saw some first attempts at not reclaiming the term, but at least capitalizing on it. A few women were able to play into the stereotype and make great careers out of it. Paris Hilton has been playing the dumb blonde for years now.
I'm not a dumb blonde, I'm just very good at pretending to be one.
And who can forget Anna Nicole Smith's iconic wedding to a billionaire on his deathbed? These were great pop culture moments, but very much the exception. Paris Hilton's career is not the end of civilization itself that some second-wave feminists paint it to be, except when she's promoting pyramid schemes on national television, but that's a story for another time. But it's also not the hashtag girl power feminist move that some liberals celebrate it as. These women's choices only empower them. They have nothing to do with feminism. On the shoulders of these hyper-feminine giants stands the modern bimbo, or Gen Z bimbo, or New Age bimbo, or TikTok bimbo. But like with most trends on TikTok, old elements are mixed in with new ones, creating de facto what is a new aesthetic. There is still an emphasis on looks. Tops are tight and skirts are short. It incorporates a lot of elements that have been deemed Gen Z makeup, like graphic eyeliner or colorful eyeshadow. The hair is also extravagant and bubbly, and Ariana Grande's signature ponytail actually takes a front seat. Basically, the TikTok bimbo is kind of a collection of all of those things that make straight men go, but why are you wearing that? The grey looks are not the only thing that modern bimbos learn from the bimbo ancestors. Why did I write it like that? That's impossible to pronounce. Holy sh! No matter how stupid your outfit looks, it's important to always wear it with delusional confidence and never forget to lift other bimbos up.
Wear whatever the hell you want. I meant it when I said that. Okay, today I'm going to get my booster shot and I'm wearing a construction headlamp as an accessory. Anything can be fashion if you put your mind to it, because remember, there's no such thing as ugly. There's only hot and camp.
The stupidity is part of the aesthetic, but like in an ironic way. It's not about being an idiot. I think we all agree that that would be something really weird to celebrate, right? But rather, it's a celebration of other skills that are just as important, but have been overlooked by society because they can be associated with femininity. So bimbos don't care about their academic achievements, but they won't stop bragging about their emotional intelligence. The fact that this new aesthetic is much more creative allows for people of all races and genders to express themselves. Speaking of which, the bimbo is a rapidly evolving creature with changing phenotypes, so a complete mapping of its taxonomy can be a tricky thing to do. Nonetheless, a few subspecies have been observed in the wild. Firstly, the himbo, with muscles to spare, a brain so empty that you could eat your lunch out of it, and a heart of gold. Derived from the phrases of him, meaning him, and bimbo, meaning bimbo, the himbo is not to be understood as simply a male version of the bimbo, but rather as an entirely different aesthetic. We have actually observed female himbos in the wild, and we think they're really pretty. I don't know. I mean, like, you don't have to say yes, but I was just wondering if, like, maybe sometimes you might want to go to the gym together. It has been suggested that the himbo might be the cure for toxic masculinity, which I know, but himbos are obviously not the perfect male ideal. Nothing can be that. And there are things that are worth questioning, in my opinion. For example, pushing men to not care about academic achievements, even if it's an ironic way, because like, haha, I'm dumb, like, that's not really responsible, because already men are dropping out of college at a rate higher than women. But maybe himbos can be a step in the right direction. So, if you ask me, More himbos in the world, thank you. Secondly, but not for importance, the thembo, with an androgynous look, a gender identity that even Tumblr couldn't figure out, and the willing to style any object on the planet.
I'm wearing a construction headlamp as an accessory.
Thembos are a rare but nonetheless iconic subspecies, derived from the crisis of them, meaning them, and bimbo, meaning bimbo. Comedy is when same joke twice. The most interesting aspect of the modern bimbo is probably the explicitly political angle. The Gen Z bimbo is a radical leftist, pro-BLM, pro-choice, supports queer rights, and, quote, thinks capitalism is the root of all evil. Or as I like to call it, my type. Let's face it, the left is full of insufferable, smug, failed intellectuals who keep asking me to read Crop Topkin. Crop Topkin! Ah! In this climate, I am very happy to receive my daily dose of anti-capitalist doom from hot blondies with their tits out. More bimbos on the left, thank you very much. Someone called Joe Biden. Would you tell Joe Biden right now? However, is this really that progressive? Like, first thing first, it's kind of weird that in order to show how anti-capitalist we are, we're buying fashion and makeup. Let's show why with a little game.
Ciao a tutti, Rete 4, la ruota della fortuna, tutti i giorni.
Guess which ones are the most polluting industries on the planet? If you said the fashion industry, you'd be correct. If you said the beauty industry, you'd also be correct. I like it here so much. If you guessed the oil industry, you would be the most correct of all. This is your weekly reminder that the people destroying your planet have names and addresses. It's also like profoundly weird that things like being pro-choice or being pro-queer rights or BLM are part of an aesthetic. Leftism is not something that you are, it's something that you do. Don't let companies turn your political identity into a consumer brand. We do need more people doing more progressive stuff. We really do. Wearing makeup pushes you to do that. Honestly, I'm not gonna object. Like, you do you. But you have to keep in mind that the thing that actually makes the world more livable for minorities and women is your actions. Talk to people, organize, vote, donate, protest. By the way, if any of you takes this as an excuse to tell me that pride is useless, I will come to your house and give you a 3-hour PowerPoint presentation on why we still need pride. And then kidnap your cat. And then fuck your mom. Don't try me. Bimbo talk can be a lovely way to introduce young women to leftist politics. Let's just make sure it's not a bunch of empty slogans, okay? Feminists have a lot of opinions about this trend, because of course they have. They are physically incapable of shutting the fuck up. One that I've heard a few times is that this gives feminism a bad name, because they really do not understand that the stupidity is ironic. This argument is basically the, not like other girls of feminism. The only thing giving feminism a bad name is the corporation using it to sell you more like eye cream or some bullshit like that. Another common counter argument is that this trend cannot be progressive because women are dressing up to please the male gaze, which is just another way of calling them sluts. This is a stupid argument. You can't do something for the male gaze while every other sentence telling men that they suck. That's just not how it works. You can say what you want about Christy Shapaka, but she does make it extremely clear that this is not for men. Radical feminists will spend all their life complaining about the patriarchy and then turn around and shame women for how they cope with living under the patriarchy. Radical feminists understand nuance, challenge. Impossible. After a decade of girl boss feminism, maybe women are tired. I am tired. I'm tired of trying to do it all. Like, the planet is on fire. I will never be able to retire because I will never own enough money. The one thing I can control is my physical appearance. What's wrong with starting with that? I'm eating vegan chicken bites. They're made out of chicken who used to be vegan, of course. It's a crime not to prime. I am out of this. So I, as discussed in my gifted kid video, have had a great childhood. And all of my parents and teachers believed in me and thought I was really smart. So obviously, my brain found a way to make that a problem. Let's see if you can see a bit more of my face. I started thinking that my value was directly linked to how good I was doing academically. Like, I was a socially awkward kid with not really any kind of outstanding talent, despite the fact that I was doing decently in school. And so that just kind of became my identity, you know what I mean? Which, like, in retrospect, is actually pretty funny because my marks were not that great. I finished my high school and then I went into physics, which is a quote-unquote difficult major. I wanted to do like a PhD and all that. The plan was to like be academic and all that stuff because like that's what smart kids do, isn't it? In 2019, actually, I dropped out of a master's degree in physics of complex systems, actually, which is a really cool subject, but I was not taking any exams, and so I just kind of had to drop out. But like, oh, hello, bug. Hold up. Beepy, don't be shy. The people want to say hi. Anyway, back to the least interesting subject of the two. In 2019, I've decided to start another master's degree, because like, what are you gonna do, just have a bachelor in physics? Like, only one degree? What are you, mediocre? That's not what a smart kid would do, so off I went into yet another qualification that I didn't care about. Okay, that's not fair. I sort of cared about it, but like, I resent the fact that the only options that I was considering were within academia, because there's a world outside and like academia is just not that great at telling you about it. And I'm still finishing this master's degree, by the way, because I did not learn from my mistakes. Alright, I think I can now undo my hair. I'm done with my base. Can I open the damn thing? Struggling to open the thing with my fake nails. Aha, I did it. I am a real woman. So that's the academic part. And then in 2022, this year, on my birthday actually, which is in January because I'm a Capricorn, I've decided to leave science communication for good. I was working as a science communicator. In 2020 I had like my little YouTube channel. I became quote-unquote famous for that. Most people who follow me here know me from that. I was not happy. I was just so not happy. I felt really guilty because I found more success than most science communicators ever find, right? I wasn't like big or famous or anything like that, but like I was bigger than most science communicators ever get to be. Also, there's a part of me that is like, oh, but we need more women in science and all that stuff. And so I was like, I felt guilty of leaving as a woman and stuff like that. There were even some colleagues that, like other science communicators, that were like envious of my subscriber count. I'm not gonna name any names, but like they watch my videos so they know who they are. Oh, this blush is so cute. Oh my god, I love it so much. But it just wasn't my thing, you know? And instead of like being happy that I was finally not doing something that I didn't want to do, I cried so much because like I was no longer talking about something quote-unquote prestigious. Like I stopped talking about quantum mechanics to do whatever this is. Like that's not prestigious. Like, you know how many hours I spent writing this video? What am I doing with my life? What are we thinking for the eyes? I'm thinking pink and yellow. Hold up, let me raise the ISO because the sun is going down. I'm gonna take my Jaclyn Hill X Morphe palette. I don't know who Jaclyn Hill is. I have no idea what I'm talking about. In the shade Perfectionist, because I am sexy, gorgeous, hilarious. Like that. I've honestly made so many choices in life just trying to preserve this idea that I have of myself as a smart person. It's not even about like actually being smart, it's about preserving the idea you have of yourself, you know what I mean? Gifted kids will relate. I stayed in majors that I hated just because I wanted to keep feeling, oh, holy fuck, it's impossible with fake nails. I stayed in jobs and careers that made me feel suffocated, and I pursued careers that were not like aligned with my passion or with my talent, really, just again to pursue this idea that I am smart and to like keep telling myself that I was smart. Fuck, I even, this is so embarrassing to admit, but like I even stayed in relationships that were not right for me because of this. Because like I thought that what you value in a person is that they're smart, as in like logically smart, which doesn't make any sense. What you value in a possible partner is like kindness, like whether or not they make you feel good. What was I thinking? Why was I so shallow? You know what I mean? I'm taking this one. There's a good deal of classism in there, obviously. Like what is considered smart is what like rich people consider smart, right? Fuck, the idea that I was smart was even used literally by my depression to justify itself. Like the idea that smart people suffer more because they see the world for what it is or some bullshit like that. That's bullshit, by the way. That's your depression trying to justify to itself why it should stay there. Don't believe that shit. It's literally made up by your depression to do that to yourself. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I'm stupid. At the cost of sounding full of myself, which I mean I've pretty much done for all of this monologue, so whatever. Like, I live inside my head. There's some pretty cool things going on in there, you know? Purpley, shimmery shade, by the way. So it's not that I think I'm dumb or that I want to celebrate being dumb. It's just that, like, I'm tired of living my life just to prove myself. I've never really been good at it anyway. So for me, calling myself a bimbo is not really a celebration of being dumb per se. It's more giving myself permission to let go of this identity as the smart kid. Like, I'm okay with not being considered smart. I'm okay with being quote-unquote mediocre. That's not how I value my value, actually. That's not how I value myself as a human anymore. When I put on my makeup and when I pick a cute outfit for myself and all that good stuff, what I am telling myself is actually that I don't have to prove anything to anyone. I remind myself that what makes me a good human has nothing to do with my academic achievements, actually. It's about how kind I am as a human. It's about empathy. It's about drive. It's about power. When I put on makeup, I remind myself that those are the things that I actually want to work on. Those are the things that I want to improve. Now, when I put it like that, being a bimbo doesn't sound that bad, now does it? I don't wear fake nails for men. I wear fake nails so I can give very high quality screech. Oh yeah, that's good. Oh yeah. Oh, she likes that. Hello, baby. Yes, that's a good screech. Meow. 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 Meow.